Do you treat your dog as part of the family? Well, so do we. So why not celebrate your pup's birthday with the ultimate party box? Check us out on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at Party Pup Info, and let us make your pup's party or any celebration perfection.
And so I really did dive into that for a long, long time. The problem was, to answer your question, Pharaoh, we were trying to tell Lex about this kind of stuff with a beer in our hand, and we're popping somas.
Sure.
Gotcha.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. God dang, man. It's a tough position. Here we are, all of us, every wrestler in the world was hooked on somas. And it just was a bad position, but at the same time, we were trying to, but we were still truthful, and the things we were saying were facts.
Right.
But still, Lex was like, I don't want to be a has-been. I don't want to be like that. So now Lex's walk is tremendous. You never see him without a smile on his face. He's one of the truest walks out there. He's done a great job, him and Sting both. And I just love them both to death. They're two of my great friends. And I just think they've done a great job with turning their lives around with horrible, horrible situations facing them that they fixed and made better, and made it better with the big man upstairs. And now they're in really good spots, and they're doing really good, and they're just super great guys, and they're super great friends of mine, and I love them both.
Hey, Buff, a question on that with Luger. How do you think he's handling carrying that cross with what happened to Liz? Do you still think he blames himself on that whole situation? Or do you think he's got past it and he understands what happened and you expect to be forgiven?
I don't think he blames himself because it's not his fault. It's not his fault because he was leading a life that he necessarily did not want to lead, and things happened during that time. It's still not his fault that some bad things happened during that. But I remember, I'll never forget as long as I live, Lex's name is Lawrence Fole, if you didn't know.
Yeah.
Okay.
And he called me one day as Lawrence Fole. And at that stage, it had only been a couple of times I had ever talked to him. I'd ever talked to Lawrence Fole. And he called me up and said, even though I was younger than him, I'd had 3 marriages. And I said, here I am rolling, big mansion, everybody's rolling, WCW's rolling, everybody's rolling. And I said, look, he goes, what do you think? And I said, come clean, bro. I said, it's going to come out. I said, and when it does, it's going to come out a lot worse than you think. And I said, just come out and just quit, man. Just come out. Well, like all of us, none of us are going to come out. We're going to still keep riding it and think it ain't going to happen to us. And I don't blame him for that at all. He was in love with Elizabeth. He was in love with his wife. It was just one of those situations. It was a bad situation. And Lex being such a great friend of mine, I didn't know what to tell him except just come clean. And I think it'll be better than if you just don't come clean. And sure enough, he didn't. And I didn't want to be that right, but I was really right.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to be that right. I didn't want to be the right of, oh my God, his wife's pushing a buggy down a grocery aisle. And here it is on every channel in the grocery store, and, all of a sudden my phone starts ringing, and everybody's phone starts ringing. And I'm just like, everybody, of course, and you know who the first person to call me?
Who?
Bischoff.
Eric Bischoff.
I tried to call Eric Bischoff 30 times up to this point. And he beats everybody to the punch to call me to find out about Lex because he wants to know the dirt. Now, I love Eric Bischoff. I think Eric Bischoff is the greatest thing in the world. He was a great guy to me. He did everything he ever told me he would do. He did everything he told me he was going to do. He stuck to every word he said he was going to do. And I give that to him tremendously. But, gosh, when you're the first one out of the gate that makes the call to the only person that everybody knows, and that's going to be me, the problem was I didn't know.
Right.
I was watching it on TV going, what the hell? You know, I mean, I knew that there was a lot of stuff going on, but I didn't know he was leading, you know, that kind of total life, and just didn't quite know. I just knew he was caught up in a web that we have all been caught up in, and things happen, and that's just the way it is. But I do know that, you know, that him and Liz were madly in love with each other, and they were great friends. And at the same time, you know, Lex had 2 great children, and he also had a great wife. But, you know, in life, things happen. And, you know, with that said, you know, I felt extremely sorry for him. Didn't know how to fix it. Couldn't fix it. And just stood beside him the best I could, as long as I could, and still stand beside him to this day. Every time I see him, we hug, we kiss. He just means so much to me. And there's not a bad look on his face. He's smiling ear to ear all the ways. And I just thank God that he's able to put being the 280-pound total package to the side for a 140-pound guy in a wheelchair now. I mean, that's a big deal, bro.
Yeah.
That's a big deal, man.
Yeah.
I'm telling you right now, I couldn't do it. I'm telling you right now, I couldn't.
Yep.